Hey everyone! So you've definitely heard words like Bitcoin and crypto being thrown around. It can all sound pretty complicated, right? Well, today we're going to break it all down, and we're going to start with something we all get: good old-fashioned banking.
Seriously, have you ever thought about it? You tap your phone, send some money to a friend, and poof, the number in your account goes down and theirs goes up. But what's actually happening in the background? What magical system is making sure that transaction is real and gets recorded properly? That's the exact question we're digging into.
All right, first up, let's talk about the system we use every single day: the traditional bank. At the heart of it all is one simple thing: a private record book, or as they call it, a ledger.
And here's the key idea. This system is centralized. You can think of your bank as the ultimate bookkeeper. They own the ledger, they write in it, and they have the final word on every single transaction. Every time you buy a coffee or pay a bill, you're basically trusting them to keep that record straight for you.
This brings us to a really important term: a central authority. It's just any single group, a bank, a company, whatever, that holds all the cards. They're the gatekeeper. They control the information. And in this case, that information is our money.
Okay, but now, this is where it gets really cool. What if we could build a system where you didn't have to put all your trust in just one place? What if instead of one private record book, everyone could have a copy of it? Wouldn't that make things way more transparent?
And that question, that little what if, is what leads us straight to the big idea behind cryptocurrency. It's time to introduce the blockchain.
So what is a blockchain? Honestly, in the simplest terms, it's a public record book, a digital notebook. But here's the game changer. Instead of being locked away in a bank's vault, it's shared with everyone in the network. Every single person has their own copy, and they can all see the exact same thing. It's a total flip from a private file to a public one. And this is where you really see the difference side by side. The bank, its centralized control, private visibility, and its security that relies on just one company. Blockchain, on the other hand, is decentralized. The power is spread out. It's public and transparent, and its security comes from the entire network working together. Two completely different worlds.
Okay, so if this notebook is public and shared, how does a new transaction actually get written into it without causing chaos? Well, let's walk through how a new block gets added to the chain. It's actually a pretty logical flow. First, you send a transaction. That transaction gets bundled up with a bunch of others into a new block. Then, and this is the cool part, computers all over the world compete to solve a complex puzzle to prove that all the transactions in that block are legit. Once it's verified, that block is locked in forever and attached to the growing chain of all the previous blocks. And that's exactly where the security comes from. See, to cheat the system, you couldn't just hack one bank. Oh no, you'd have to hack thousands of computers all over the planet, all at the exact same time. It's pretty much impossible. Plus, each block is cryptographically linked to the one before it, making a chain that is incredibly tough to break. So, we've got this new system. What does it actually mean for us? What happens in the real world when you take the middleman, the bank, out of the picture? Well, there's some pretty interesting potential on the upside. This allows for what we call peer-to-peer transfers. You can send money directly to anyone, anywhere in the world, without a bank getting in the way. And that could mean global payments get a whole lot faster and maybe even cheaper, especially for those painful international transfer fees. But, and this is a big but, we have to do a reality check. This world is not without its serious problems. Cryptocurrencies are famously volatile. Their value can shoot up one day and crash the next, which makes them a really risky investment. And that whole process of verifying transactions, it uses a mind-boggling amount of electricity, which has become a huge environmental concern. So, as you can see, this isn't some simple story with a happy ending all figured out. We're really just watching the first pages of a whole new chapter for finance being written, and it's messy. And that really says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just some tech nerd thing anymore. It's kicking off a massive global debate. It's forcing everyone, from you and me to the biggest governments, to ask some really fundamental questions about what money even is anymore. Which leaves us with the million-dollar question. With all its potential to connect people directly, but also with all its risks and real-world challenges, is this it? Is this what the future of our money looks like? Honestly, nobody knows for sure. But now, you're in on the debate. Thanks for diving in with me.